Today we will be learning about working capital management. Now what is working capital? Working capital means the capital which is required for day-to-day operations. Every business, whether it is a small scale or a large scale, it requires funds for day-to-day operations. Let's talk about construction. Now there are daily wages workers, so they need to pay at the end of the day to these workers. Or it be any organization which produces on a large scale, they also need working capital. Now working capital is the difference between current assets and current liabilities. Let's understand what is current assets. Current assets comprises of stock, which we call as inventory. Also cash and debtors. Now what are these debtors? Debtors means when we sell goods, we sell them either for cash or credit. Sometimes we sell it for cash, then there is no issue, we get cash back. But when we sell it on credit, that is for a period of say 30 days, 45 days, we give them the liberty to repay us after 45 days, 60 days as per the industry norms. So we create debtors. These are also called bills receivable. We write bills of exchange, right? So bills receivable. Similarly, we have current liability. Now current liabilities are those short-term liabilities which we need to pay. This comprises of creditors. Now because I have purchased raw material from someone who has given me the flexibility to pay after a month or 45 days, I call him a creditor. This actually, your current liabilities help you by paying him after 45 days. Say suppose my creditors are 5 lakhs, so I get that 5 lakh rupees to be used during this period of 30 to 45 days. So these actually help us. Then bills payable. These are the bills which we need to pay. Then there are something called overhead expenses. Some expenses which we have already incurred but we will pay after a week or a month or so. Right? Now basically there are two types of working capital. One is temporary and the other is permanent. We require permanent working capital to maintain the minimum stock. If we talk about a sweet seller, right, a mithai wala, he keeps minimum stock of some sweets which he has to, right, because different customers will ask for different things, so he needs to have that. But in festive season there's a lot of demand, right? During Raksha Bandhan or let's talk about Diwali, Holi, there's a lot of demand of these sweets. So that time he needs something called temporary working capital, which is required for a short period, but yes, it is required, right? Now there are three types, basically three types of policies to maintain this working capital. Something called conservative policy. Then there is a moderate policy and aggressive. Now this conservative person is a risk averse person. He will try to manage his funds through long-term debts. He'll try to minimize his risk, whereas a moderate person will keep minimum stocks. He will arrange long and short term, a balance of both the funds. An aggressive person who maintains working capital, he will try to manage working capital through short term, that is through cash overdraft, right, bank overdraft, all these things. He'll try to manage it through short term and sometimes long term. Okay. Now we'll be solving the sum on estimation of working capital. Now how is it done? Let's see. Now let's assume, right? I'm writing a question. Let's assume that the raw material cost is, it's a question which is given in IIM Pandey also. It's a question which says that the raw material cost is rupees 160. Raw material is the material which is required, right, for production. Then there is direct labor. Direct labor, which is rupees 60. Now direct labor is generally used for production, right? There are some overheads. That cost is 120. So here, the total cost for our finished goods will be total of all these three, which comes to 340. Now let's think that I need a profit of say 60 rupees. So what should be my selling price? Selling price will comprise of your cost. This is my cost of finished goods. Now please understand, there's difference between selling price and cost of finished goods. Cost means the cost which a producer, as a producer I'll have to bear to produce that finished goods. But selling price is different, right? Selling price comprises of cost of finished goods plus profit. This is my selling cost. It comes to 400 rupees, right? Now in the question they have given that raw material I hold it for 1 month. Raw material is being held for 1 month. I hold work in progress for half month. Then the finished goods are held for 1 month, right? Creditors, they give us 1 month credit period. They give us 1 month credit period. Now debtors, we give 2 months credit period to debtors. Then there is something called wages. Wages is what we pay to the direct labor. We pay after 1.5 weeks. Now please pay attention. Everything else is given in months, but this wages is given in weeks. Now there is outstanding overheads which we pay after a month. Okay. This can be any outstanding anything. You have done some repairs and given some small cost, but we pay after a month. We don't pay it immediately. Now there is something called cash sales over here. They say that the cash sales is 25%. That means credit sales is 75%. And credit sales is 75%. Now the output, that is finished products, need to be 1,04,000 and that will be our sales. Okay, the output is given 1,04,000 units. Now we need to understand one more thing. Everything is given to us in months. Total number of weeks in a year. Okay. Let's find out how much we require in a month to be produced, right? For 1 year, we need to produce 1,04,000 units. There are 52 weeks in a year. So 1,04,000 divided by 52. So the 1 month production has to be 2,000 units. Now I am trying to make the sum simpler for you so that everything becomes easy for you. If you take it this way, I don't have any problem. You can take it. I have converted this into weeks so that I can take everything in weeks. Okay. Now firstly, we will be calculating current assets. Then we will be calculating current liabilities. And then we will find the difference. That is the working capital. Right. So this sum is of estimation of working capital requirements. Correct. Now first, current assets. Our first current assets will comprise of raw material. Now raw material. We'll have to find out how much we need to invest in raw material. Right? So the simple thing will be 2,000 units need to be produced. Our cost of raw material is 160 and 1 month. That means 4 weeks. Right? So into 4. Answer will be rupees 12,80,000. Right? Same way. Now work in progress. Now you need to understand, work in progress, it will use 100% of the raw material. But here in this case, only 50% of the work is done in progress. That means work in progress will comprise of only 50% of your direct labor and overhead expenses. But raw material as it is, it will go in full. So raw material we need to take as 100% as it is. Right? So calculation of working capital cost. Here I will be showing you, just pay attention. Work in progress. Raw material you have to take full 100%, that is 160 rupees. Direct labor. Now please understand, direct labor will be taken only 50% because it's given that work in progress is 50% done. Right? So direct labor is 60 rupees. So 50% of that is 30 rupees. Similarly, overhead expenses. Overhead expenses will also be taken 50%. Here I am writing 100%, 50%, and this is 50%. So 50% of 120 is 60. So the total comes to 250 rupees. If you do the sum this way, it will become easy for you in calculation. Otherwise, if you do it separately over here, it's not an issue. Now again, the number of units will be 2000 for 1 month, right? We are here estimating the requirement of working capital for just 1 month, right? Into, instead of 160, it will be 250 because it's calculated 250. Again, work in progress. The time period is half month, right? So that is 2 weeks. Here we will take 2. So the answer is 10 lakhs. Now comes finished goods, right? Finished goods. I already told you, we are selling it for 400 rupees, but the cost of finished goods for me is 340, right? So 340 should be considered when we are considering finished goods, correct? Again, 2000 into finished goods is for 1 month, so 4 weeks, and the cost is 340. So the answer is 27 lakhs 20,000. Now let's talk about debtors. Okay. Now please pay attention. Debtors, you are charging selling price from them, that is 400 rupees, but the cost of your production is how much? 340, right? So while estimation of working capital, we cannot consider this profit 60 rupees. We need to consider only the cost part, right? Because here we do not consider depreciation as a cost while estimating working capital, right? Because that is not actually cash outflow. Similarly, your profit is not actually cash inflow when you're considering working capital, okay? So you'll be taking, in case of debtors also, cost of finished goods. So again, debtors. Now please pay attention. Out of this 2000, only 3/4, here it's given. Credit sales is 75%. 75% means 3/4. You can either write 75 divided by 100 into 340 into, what is the time period given? 2 months. That means 8 weeks. Okay. So the answer will be 40 lakhs 80,000. Now they have given one more thing in the question, that the cash and bank balance needs to be 50,000. The minimum cash and bank balance needs to be 50,000. So you'll have to add it over here. Cash and bank balance needs to be 50,000 rupees. Now this total will be our total current assets, which comes to 91 lakhs 30,000. Now we'll start with current liabilities. Let's start. Current liabilities comprises of creditors. Now creditors. What do we buy from them? What do we purchase? That is raw material, right? So the cost will be 160. What is the time period? 1 month. That means 4 weeks. And number of units will be 2000. So 2000 into 160 into 4. Answer is 12 lakhs 80,000. Second is your overhead expenses. overhead expenses. It's given 120, right? So 2000 into 120 into time period is 1 month. Okay, so 4 weeks. Here the answer is 9,60,000. Now outstanding wages. Again 2000 units into what is the cost directly? 60 rupees. For what T period? 1.5, right? So 60 into 1.5. Our answer will be 1,80,000. Now you need to find out total current liability, which comes to 24,20,000. Now our gross working capital or net working. Here we'll be considering working capital. The formula is working capital is equal to CA minus CL. That means this. Let's consider this A and this is B. So A minus B, which will come to 67,10,000. This is what? This is a working capital requirement. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.